It's my honor to introduce the Chao family into the Texas Business Hall of Fame. In 1986, after 3 decades in the chemical business in Asia, T.T. Chao and his family moved to Houston and started Westlake Chemical with the purchase of a polyethylene plant in Lake Charles. Many of us remember what Houston was like in 1986. To say that the economy was suffering is like saying that Hurricane Harvey brought us some rain. It's fair to say that many in the Houston business community were skeptical about the Chao's prospects. Well, I think it's worked out okay. After dozens of acquisitions and an IPO, Westlake Chemicals now has a market capitalization over $15 billion, over $8 billion a year in revenue, and employs close to 10,000 people around the world. But beyond that, the Chao family has endeared themselves to Houstonians, adding to the rich and diverse fabric of our city, helping build our great healthcare and educational institutions, leading in support of the city's vibrant arts community, and countless other selfless acts on behalf of Houstonians. So to a family that embodies the entrepreneurial spirit that makes Texas great, to children who've made their parents T.T. and Wei Fong so proud, it's fitting that after 3 decades of success in Asia, we now celebrate the Chaos for over 3 decades of success in Texas by honoring them with entry into the Texas Business Hall of Fame.
The Chao family.
My father's name is Tington Chao, and his friends call him TT. When he was growing up in China as a child, he was always very curious and always very technology-oriented. When the Korean War started, USAID started to have a program to encourage private enterprise in Asia. One of the projects was PVC, and that was the 1950s, early 50s. So my father was construction business. He didn't know anything about PVC, but that was the last project they had available. So he said, okay, I'll take it. So the project was to make PVC, and when he produced the PVC, there were no customers, the warehouse was full of PVC, so he has to find a way to use it. He went to France and saw the jelly shoes, the plastic shoe, very colorful, and he thought it's a great idea. He wanted to buy a machine. They said, no, you got to go to England to buy the machine. We just designed the machine here. He went to England, bought the machine, brought it back to Taiwan, made a jelly shoe, and instantly they got sold out. And the customers bought the PVC from our father's company, and hence the company started to grow and expand.
And so it went from those early days when it was first a construction business and then on to a petrochemical business, a business he knew nothing about, to today being the 2nd or 3rd largest manufacturer of various derivatives of plastics that are used around the world.
From that fearless beginning, T.T. Chao created innovative joint ventures with Mobil Oil, Mattel Toys, and other multinational companies that changed the landscape of commerce in China and introduced Barbie to households worldwide.
We were the first private sector company to have meaningful joint ventures with large US companies. And my father was not only a pioneer, but was a very thoughtful partner.
People liked him, they trust him, and he said the word in the old days in China, a handshake is a handshake, it's a deal. You don't have to sign a contract.
TT was always the conductor of the orchestra, so to speak. While he started it at a very beginning level, as you look at the last 30 or 40 years when the business has really expanded so broadly, it's really been Albert and James who have taken that, working to build what was and is continuing to be a global business enterprise, which is not easy to do when you're brother to brother, but they've been able to pull it off exceptionally well.
Building on TT's example of courageous innovation, James and Albert built Westlake Chemical Corporation, shifting TT's purely internal growth strategy to one that included careful acquisition.
Acquiring company to grow is probably a necessity in America, but it's something which our father never did. So the one who pioneered acquisition is my brother Albert. And Dorothy and I had to restrain his ambition quite a bit. And we always made sure that we were not overreaching, because our father always taught us, don't bet the company. And we held on to that philosophy.
It was not a sudden change at all going public. It was just a continuation of what we always did.
I think the fact that we are a family-oriented company, we have more of a long-term perspective on investment. As James said, our father cared a lot about the people who work for the companies, and that tradition carried on in the Westlake companies groups.
TT and Wei Fong's constant practice of giving back planted seeds that have produced a crop of philanthropy, ranging from individual scholarships for Westlake employees to healthcare advances at Baylor College of Medicine to the Chao Center for Asian Studies at Rice University.
In 2002, my parents set up a foundation called Tingzhen and Wei Fong Chao Foundation. Westlake's headquarters is in Houston, and James and Albert live in Houston. And my father's 4 grandchildren all went to Rice University. And it was sort of a no-brainer that we thought Rice was the place that we would be interested in helping.
Our family always believed in education, and we gave scholarships to universities as family, but also Westlake Chemical Corporation. We've given scholarships to our employees' children.
Healthcare has always been an issue, global healthcare, local healthcare. James has been deeply involved in the Baylor College of Medicine. Arts and sciences, arts in particular, I think are really interesting. They love the opera, they love the Museum of Fine Arts. Albert, James, and Dorothy really don't want the spotlight on them. They want the spotlight on the institutions, they want to support those institutions, and to the extent they're going to give credit, they're going to give it to their parents.
Taking a chance on an industry he knew nothing about, TT and the Chao family have grown Westlake Chemical to now be the world's 3rd largest producer of PVC polymers, with annual revenues over $8 billion.
They base themselves here in Texas. They call themselves Texans. Mr. Chao himself made a decision to move to Texas and build a business here decades ago.
And now he's inducted into the Business Hall of Fame in Texas. It's as if he has completed the circle.
It's true, because I think his character is very befitting a Texan. More than any other, he would not fit as a Californian or from Massachusetts, Bostonian. Probably he'll be a Texan.
2018 legends, the Chao family.